89.3 FM Toledo and Lima, 88.5 FM Wasia, on the web at yeshome.com, on the SFM Android and iTunes app, and the TuneIn Radio app, and now at 89.1 FM Fremont.
Well, Jordan, you're kind of a newcomer, at least to those of us at Yes FM, so let's go ahead and have you introduce yourself. Who are you, where are you from, and how long have you been doing music?
Well, I'm Jordan Feliz, and I have been doing music since I was about 17 years old, and I'm from Clovis, California originally, but now I live in Nashville, Tennessee.
And how long have you been in Nashville?
My wife and I moved there, I think a little over 3 years ago now.
Okay, and I was reading on your website, you have an interesting musical journey, and so can you kind of take us through your musical journey, because the genre that you are doing now was not what you started off with.
During my senior year of high school, I actually joined a band that was kind of a more like heavy metal kind of style music, and I did that for almost 5 years, and just really fell in love with being able to tell people about Jesus, especially in a genre where there wasn't a whole lot about Jesus, and so that was really fun for the time that we had. And then I felt like the Lord was kind of opening doors for other things and writing songs that were more directly for the church, and now I'm here.
And now you're here. And so how long have you been with Centricity Music?
Just a tad over a year. I signed last February, so.
Very good. And so you have an album with them that's called Beloved. When did Beloved come out?
Beloved came out in October of last year.
So you signed with them in February of last year, and then the album came out in October of last year.
Yes, ma'am. Very
good. Okay. Well, you are on the Spirit Sound Festival tour and with a bunch of other people. So how is this for you as far as, that transition of going out and, being on tour or being out with all these different artists? What has that been like for you?
Man, it's been kind of surreal. I absolutely love it. It's been, I grew up listening to the Christian radio station in my hometown, and being able to share the stage with some of the people that I've been listening to for so many years has been really amazing and just humbling for me. I've just been so excited, and just seeing where the Lord is kind of taking me has just been like its own kind of form of entertainment. It's just been it's like every day there's something new, and I'm learning something, and the Lord is showing me something in the path that he has me on.
Once again, we're talking to Jordan Feliz, who is going to be at Spirit Sound Festival, and that's at Kings Island near Cincinnati. It's happening June the 23rd through the 25th. So, Jordan, okay, you're from California, and you guys have some great amusement parks out in California. So, have you ever been to Kings Island here on this side of the United States?
I haven't. I have not been, and I've heard so many good things, so I'm really excited.
Very good. Now, are you much of a person who likes, the amusement parks, like the thrill rides, coasters, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I really do. I kind of grew to like roller coasters. In the very beginning of my life, I did not like them at all. But I think over the last probably 10 years, I've really grown to love them. I don't go on anything too extreme, but I do really like it a lot.
Once again, we're talking to Jordan Feliz, and you're going to be able to perform with some really cool artists that are going to be out there to the theme park as well. Maybe who are some of your favorite artists to perform with, or if you could perform with anyone, who would you perform with?
Oh gosh, well, I haven't really performed with very many people. I did just get off the road with Big Daddy Weave and Plum. And that was awesome. So those are some of my favorite people. And I also just played the K-Love Fan Awards and got to play with a lot of artists. And I'm really excited to be able to play with For King Country and Crowder. And I'm playing with Chris Tomlin in a couple days. I think it's just I'm just kind of excited to play with everybody. I don't know if there's really a favorite or not a favorite. It's just kind of an exciting time just to be able to share the stage with anybody, and just kind of to be in the community that is Christian music,
We have been playing a song of yours that is called "The River," and it's kind of been, honestly, it's kind of been one of the buzz songs that's been out there. Can you share with us as far as like what that song is about and how it came together?
Yeah, every morning I read in my Bible app on my phone, and one of my routines is to read the verse of the day. And around this time, actually last year, I was reading the verse of the day, and it was John 7:38. And the verse says, "Whoever believes in me will have rivers of living water flow from within them." And, I don't know why, but that just kind of stuck with me, and I took it into the studio with both of my producers, and I was just like, man, there's something here, and there's something that is it's just this amazing thing. It's an opportunity that's been created for us through the cross, that we have this communication that is the Holy Spirit with the Lord, and that it kind of is that thing that the invitation that no matter how you've lived your life, whether you've lived it by the book or whether you feel like me and you feel like every day I accumulate things and I feel like I need to give to Jesus. But it really is about the opportunity that was created so that we can go down in amazing grace and rise up being made new every single day.
So how does that translate then? I mean, obviously it's abundant in your music. When we put your CD into the player or digitally listen to it or however we do, we're hearing that with what your words are and your music. How does that translate then, to see you perform and maybe even beyond the performance on stage, but if you have a chance to do one-on-one after the show?
It's awesome. It's honestly, one-on-one after the show is actually one of my favorite things about the whole process, just because I just love people so much. And so being able to be in that realm of life and being able to talk to people about life and share stories together, I just think that that's such a huge ministry that I feel called to, is just to be able to go and hang with people and love on people.
Once again, we're talking to Jordan Feliz, who will be one of the performers at Spirit Song Festival, Kings Island, which is happening Thursday through Saturday, June the 23rd through the 25th. And, we had just talked about your song, The River, but maybe take us a little bit more on a journey of the album Beloved, what you wanted to convey with that.
Yeah, that album, it was actually created as an EP, and it was the first thing that I was set to put out for Centricity, and I had written a lot of songs 2 years prior to going into that, but really I just really wanted people to know that that there was this incredible opportunity that's been created for them through the cross, and that they are a loved and cherished creation of the King of the universe, and that ultimately, when everything is said and done in this world, that He is the ultimate and the only satisfaction that satisfies in this life. And that kind of translated into this new record that actually came out 2 months ago called The River, which is my first full-length record. And the same heart and the same mindset went into the writing of that too, which has been really exciting.
You had talked about your wife, and I read that you're also a father as well. So tell us about your wife. Tell us about your kids, and how do you balance that? As far as being a musician and balancing the family, what works for you guys?
Man, I think it's just really important to have communication. My wife and I, we dated long distance for almost 5 years, and so we've always been good at texting and talking on the phone and keeping each other updated on what's going on throughout the day, and I think that's kind of become an asset for us. But at the same time, I think communication and just being really intentional with time whenever I am at home, being able to spend time with my little girl who's 11 months old and my wife and really be home when I'm home. I think that's really crucial to being a dad and to being a husband and also traveling a lot.
Once again, we're talking to Jordan Feliz, who will be at Spirit Song Festival, and a new album out called The River. And super excited to be able to meet with you and get to know you a lot better. So welcome.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, FM.